Today's video, we're starting off on the roof. We're going to start hooking up that tote to this gutter here. Now I'm going to have to do some rearranging on the side of the house because it's pointed the opposite way of where I need it pointed. And I'm not going to start taking all this apart here. It's all sealed properly, so I'm just going to move the pipes down below. Get some of this crap out of here. So I think I'm going to undo that elbow and that straight right there, and then use that elbow to kind of point it this way. There is a downside about doing this. At the end of the season, I'll have to put everything back the way it was because Northern Ontario here, we get a lot of snow, and once the melt happens, all the water on the roof is going to run off down these drains. Like, it still gets cold, so I can't have it going into the tote because it'll freeze and then the water won't run. So I'm going to make it in a way that I can take it apart and put it back together easily. There's what it looks like after I switched everything around. I'm going to leave this pipe here so that I can reconnect it at the end of the grow season. So all I did was use a little piece of eaves that I had kicking around to join those two elbows, and then that's the same piece that was going this way. So the next thing I'm going to do is level this platform that I had built already a little bit closer to the house with these cement blocks. Now it starts to go downhill right here, so I'm going to use the blocks at the front end and hopefully it stays as straight as possible. It doesn't need to be perfect. The water's going that way, and that's downhill, so even if it's slanted that way, I think it'll be fine. I'm going to have my leaf trap here with a pipe going down all the way to the ground with an elbow and another pipe to shoot it out that way. And that pipe's going to have a cap on the end. That's going to be my diverter to get all the dirty water out of the tote. And I'll have a T here coming down to another pipe, which is going to fill the tote.
I've got an empty screw bucket that I just had laying around the house. Today I'm going to be using it to make a leaf catcher. Now, they do sell these things online, and they do have like an attachment where you can attach it to a PVC pipe. But they're like over $100, and I didn't feel like spending that much money on that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out the middle of this lid, and then I'm going to clamp the piece of screen between the lid and the bucket.
Boom. Look at that. And the good thing about this is, well, if the screen ever like breaks or something, I can easily just remove this and replace it. I got my hole cut. I was gonna do the bigger circle here to get this through, but I feel like that would be even more of a problem. I think it's gonna be easier if I just stick with this plan. I got some silicone, acrylic, latex. I think I'm just going to apply it on the inside here. It says waterproof sealant, so hopefully it works. And I think what I'm going to do, I know this is going to be in water and the wood's probably not going to last, but I think just till this really solidifies, I'm going to screw it in through the holes here into the wood, or the pieces of wood. Worst case scenario, I just change the two pieces of wood inside whenever they rot out. But I mean, water's not going to be sitting in here, it's going to be flowing through and then it'll dry up. All right, there we have it. Homemade leaf catcher. Saved me $100. $100 is $100. Now I'm going to start measuring the PVC pipe that's going to come down here, and that's going to be my first flush for like any debris that might be coming off the roof. So I think the plan, this is going to be sitting here like this, pipe coming down and going out, and have a piece coming down this way, an elbow right into the tote. Once this pipe fills up with water, it's going to come up to here, and then it'll flow in here. I think that's a good plan. I got this 10-foot section of PVC. Now, if you're doing this, it is recommended to get the white stuff. The black and gray stuff can leach chemicals into the water. It is just being used for garden water, but I still don't want the plants absorbing any of that. There we go. Boom. So I'm going to start assembling the PVC piping. I haven't cemented anything yet because I just want to make sure that it's going to be what I want before I cement anything. Because once you cement this stuff, it doesn't come undone. So I don't want to have to go buy more PVC pipe. So I'm just going to install it. Everything fits pretty tightly together anyway. So I'm just going to see if I like what I did, and then I'll go ahead and cement it maybe next weekend. Maybe I'll give it a week just to see how it's doing, if it's working for me, and if not, then I can change it without having to buy more supplies. I need the elbow pointing the other way. I'm going to strap this to the board, keep it in place. I'm going to use this strapping to strap it to the wood. Now I'm going to go get another piece of pipe and bring it out maybe a couple feet, and then I've got a cap with a threadable cover, so once it's filled, I'll be able to let the water out and let all the sediment drain out, going down away from the house. All right, got this pipe installed. Here's the cap. So now I want to empty it. I'm just going to unthread this, and the water will flow out. So I had this valve kicking around the house. I drilled a hole in the black plastic cap here, and then I was able to thread this in, and it actually seems pretty secure and tight. Don't know yet if it's waterproof, but we'll find out, but I think it'll work out well. So now I can attach a garden hose here and run the hose down to the garden. Well, I think I'm officially done with the water collection system. To finish it off today, I glued this portion to the downspout just because this kept popping off when it would fill with water. I didn't want to glue everything yet. I just want to run it for this summer just to see how things work out, and I may add a couple totes next year, we'll see. And then I added the valve to the bottom here so I can add a hose. And then I cut a hole in the lid here and just ran the PVC pipe through it. And I silicone like the crack that was around there. It was the only thing I could think of. I couldn't find an adapter. While editing the video, I realized I overlooked something. I forgot to add the overflow on the IBC tote. Now, should that fill with water, the water will just travel back up to the pipes and out the leaf eater, which I don't want. So I'm going to have to add an overflow. That just means cutting out a small hole, probably an inch or two, and then adding a piece of pipe to direct the water away from the tote. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I was really excited to get this project done. It's one of many projects we're going to have here on our homestead. Just one thing at a time. You know, don't let anybody tell you you can't do it, because we got told that, you know, it's going to be a lot of hard work and I don't think you should do it. But here we are, doing it one thing at a time, our way. And you know what? I'm having fun with it. So it's just going to get better from here. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.